San Antonio Spurs are more than just a basketball team to me.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What is up, San Antonio Spurs fans? Welcome to TSR Sports. Different kind of video today, something I've talked about in the past, but I want to talk about how the San Antonio Spurs, directly or indirectly, may have just saved my life. And I know this is very different, but I figured, I want to share why the Spurs are so near and dear to me, and if I can help maybe just one fellow Spurs fan, then it was worth it. So I guess just, I'm gonna get right into it. Old TSR came from a broken home, single, just mom raised me. I had a wonderful, terrific mom. My dad he was a tool. He was a alcoholic, a wife beater, cheater, so not a good guy, not a role model whatsoever. But because of the financial situation that my mother had, we had to move around a bit, and the move really hurt when I switched halfway through second grade. Previously, I had a lot of friends in school. I was very much an extrovert, as I am now. But when we moved, I very much became an introvert and could not make any new friends. So my new friends ended up being cable, McDonald's, Doritos, Coke. And I remember when I was younger, I used to get a 20-piece McNugget, and they would give you all the sauce with no extra charge, plus a Happy Meal, plus a large Coke. And I was not active. So I was taking in a lot of calories and not moving around, which means TSR gained a whole ton of weight. I don't know if I was just obese or morbidly obese, but I know I struggled with high blood pressure as a youth. But things really got bad for me when I got into junior high. Sure, I got called fat and whatnot by the kids in school. I could deal with that, but junior high was different. And it wasn't just one person making fun of me. It was usually at least three. And of course, they were members of the football team, so I couldn't fight back anymore because I had fear of repercussions. So these just weren't the fat jokes. These were, you're worthless, you're ugly, you should kill yourself. And I got that every single day. Sometimes I was physically harmed, sometimes little cuts, getting poked with things, gum in my hair. I was in a rough spot, certainly dealing with depression back then. And things changed for me where I was tired of this. And in 2000, I don't remember the year, but I know it was sophomore year, not 2000, 1993, I bought a basketball hoop. And I said, I need to lose weight. I'm tired of this. And what the influence, this is where the Spurs come into this. You're probably wondering how the Spurs relate to this. The only reason I like basketball was because of the San Antonio Spurs and David Robinson. I would not watch basketball back then if I didn't feel just, attachment to the team. And because of basketball, I lost all that weight I had carried. I was finally active for the first time since I was a little TSR, and the weight was gone. It took many years to fix myself mentally and spiritually, but physically at least that was the first step there. And honestly, I don't think I would have lost the weight if I wasn't a Spurs fan. If I didn't see David Robinson and go, man, I want to look like that guy. Spoiler alert, I still don't look like David Robinson. The dude was ripped. D-Rob was ripped beyond belief, but they were such a huge influence on me to say I need to change my life and lose weight. And if I had not done that, would I say, I don't know if I'd still be here. I was going into some very, very bad and dark places mentally up here because of I guess you'd say, emotional abuse I was taking from fellow students. But also physically, I was not well. Maybe I would have had a heart attack at 35, 40 if I continued eating the way I was. Or maybe I would have done something that I could not undo, and TSR wouldn't be here with what I was dealing with. So the Spurs really, it is just a basketball team, but it's not. Because a little emotional here, but when the struggles they've had the last few years, and with stuff like the channel views going down and interest being down, it made me feel like that I was failing the team in some way. Like I wasn't. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, I love the New York Giants equally with the San Antonio Spurs, but the Spurs, in being a part of basketball, there's such a different connection because I really don't know if I would be here without them. And I still play basketball to this day. That's one of the things that helps keep me in shape. I'm 45 years old, and still run around and bike and whatever. And it's just there's a different connection with the team. Not only that, but David Robinson is certainly a role model. I am a Christian myself. My Christianity didn't happen necessarily because of David Robinson, but he certainly wasn't a bad influence there. And even when I've done charitable work, I think in the back of my head, I think about how many of the good things that San Antonio Spurs have done. So it's a short video. I've talked about why I'm a San Antonio Spurs fan. It's because I discovered David Robinson, and I was rocking this. I forgot to mention this. I was rocking this back in the '90s. and got picked on for it. Of course, I got picked on for that too. Picked on because of the bright colors. People called them the San Antonio Spurs. All the early playoff losses got me picked on a ton. Heck, even people made fun of me. They said you're an idiot. David Robinson doesn't shoot left-handed because I had a David Robinson shirt where he was clearly shooting left-handed. Like you're stupid because you don't even know how to buy shirts. You bought a defective shirt and it just it was a nightmare. Things were so much different back in the 80s and 90s where I'll just say being overweight wasn't accepted, and the kids I went to school with sucked. They were cowards. I mean, if you need at least three people to pick on one person, you're clearly a coward. They were terrible, terrible human beings. And you know what? I wish them the best. I don't hold a grudge because I was able to turn my life around as the years passed. I never thought I would have gone to a college. I have a 4-year degree now. I own a house. That's paid off. My cars are paid off. I have a wonderful YouTube channel with an absolutely wonderful San Antonio Spurs community. So I'm sharing this end with you to show you, hey, I was the loser in school. Wasn't dating, didn't have friends, had nothing, no trajectory, no life goals, nothing. I just was working at the Big Y in New England, making, a low salary, and if I can do it, you guys can too. And I can't thank the San Antonio Spurs organization enough for just being a positive influence on my life and really basketball to just this is why I always come back. This is why I always come back when I need a little time away. That's the one thing you guys will always see me come back to. I've done United States Women's National Team content, Giants, Yankees content, a little bit here and there on the channel, but I never come back to that full force. Or if I do come back, it's just a little bit. But with the Spurs, I always come back full force because I love the team, and I am so thankful to be a San Antonio Spurs fan. So thankful for the wonderful community we have here on YouTube. The drive for 25 continues, trying to get to 25,000 subscribers. And for those of you that watched this video and took it to heart, thank you so much. If you checked out, well, I guess you wouldn't still be here at this point, but I understand if this type of video doesn't interest you. But if somebody from the San Antonio Spurs organization ever sees this video, even if it's just, or I shouldn't say even just, somebody that works in AT&T Center that I actually know some of you that work in AT&T Center see my content. If you see this, I don't know where I was going with that. My mind's running 100 miles an hour right now thinking about what to say in this video. Just thank you. Thank you, Spurs fans. Spurs for life, right? Spurs for life. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, go Spurs, go.